and we're good. And it starts off with Seth taking a big old chug of marijuana.
Chug of marijuana. Just a chug of it.
What nicotine concentration is that?
I think that's like 3% nicotine.
Can I see that? I ran out of
The other
shisha for my hookah.
The other 97% is marijuana.
Is it?
No.
Okay, good, because like fucking marijuana freaks me out, man. Did I ever tell you about the first time I tried smoking weed?
No, you didn't. This is going to be a great story.
Did you get paranoid?
So no, it's funny as shit. I did it really stupid. so like the first time most people smoke, they're like, oh, I hit a blunt, or oh, I did a bong, or oh, I did a bowl. Nah, my dumb ass was like, let's pack my hookah full of fucking marijuana and see how high.
Idea, dude.
No, it's not.
That's a smart idea. You're gonna get fried, bro.
So like me, my ex, and like one of my friends is sitting in there, and like we get so fucking high that my roommate busts in the room and he's like, you guys smoking weed in here? And I was like, my friend was like, no man, he's like, it's just the hookah. And he was like, man, and he's like, why does it smell like pot then? And he's like, man, it's the fucking hookah. And the dude is like, and then like I'm sitting here and I'm like doing this, like I'm moving my head up and down because my eyes, for whatever reason, can't register like a normal frame rate, right?
You're right, exactly.
So like I'm sitting there and I'm like, I start cracking up laughing. He's like, look at Randy. He's like, you got Randy so fucking high he can't even think right now. And like, I look over and I'm like, no, it's just funny because of how bad he is at lying. He's sitting there telling you we didn't smoke weed. And I was like, it's so obvious.
You can smell that shit.
We're all fucking blazed as fuck. So then I'm sitting there and he's like, they finally calm down. I'm sitting there and I'm like, it's too hot in my body. I was like, I need to get outside, so I open the window.
In your body?
Yeah. So I open the window, right, and I look outside, and like, I'm like, oh fuck. I was like, if I go outside, I'm gonna get stuck in Seinfeld, like the comedy. I don't know why. I had my face like pressed against the screen, trying to breathe the air, and I'm like, if I go outside though, I'll be stuck in Seinfeld, right?
Nobody wants that.
My ex is like, she's like sitting there, and like we go into the living room, and like my roommate's little brother sitting there playing Yu-Gi-Oh on the kitchen table, and like I get 2 Pop-Tarts and a glass of milk, and I'm trying to eat both Pop-Tarts at the same time and drink the glass of milk. Someone says some shit that's hilarious, and I just spit up all over my roommate's little brother.
Oh no.
Which I'll tell you another story about him after I finish this one story. So we go. So like I'm at the door, and my ex is like, "Sit your fuck down." So like I just sit down because apparently I'm just being like super. God damn! I spilled coffee on myself. It's hot. Apparently I'm just being like super destructive, right? So then I'm like, can we go to McDonald's? It's fucking 3 a.m.
It's a good time to go.
And then like my ex is like, yeah, let's go to McDonald's. And then like 2 minutes later, I'm like, are we still going to McDonald's?
Is it ever gonna happen?
So we get down, we end up getting to the car, and we get my ex's car, which is a 4-door, but it's also blue like my car. Well, the guy that's my friend that's high with us thinks we got my car. So when I shut the door, he gets on the hood and he's like beating on the hood because he's like, you shut me out, I can't get in, because he thinks we got in a 2-door. And he's like, oh wait, other car. And he just gets in the fucking back. So,
sorry, man.
So do you know how far you have to drive to get to a 24-hour McDonald's?
Elizabethton.
Kingsport.
Oh, there's one in Kingsport?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and across from Krispy Kreme is 24 hours. But anyway, so we go to that McDonald's, and the guy that's with us, he's like, I'm gonna get a large fry. He's like, I'm gonna dominate that shit. So I get like a normal burger and all that shit, and I fucking eat it before we leave the parking lot, and then I'm sad. He gets a large fry. He gets halfway through, and he's like, I don't think I can finish this fry, man. And then he spills it all over the back seat. And then after that, I fucking ended up just going to sleep and woke up not high, and I was like, that was terrible. I'm never doing it again. And then I did it one more time and just got like, the whole time I was like, I'm too high. But shit, talking about my roommate's little brother though, so like one night I was closing for where I used to work, right? And we bought alcohol, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get buzzed or whatever when I come home. So I come home and they fucking drank it all. Like, my roommates, their friends, everybody was fucking wasted except for me. And I was like, I'm fucking covered in like dirty clothes from making pizzas and shit all day. And I'm like, this is bullshit.
I hate every
So I'm
single
sitting
one
there
of
on
you.
the couch, and the only person who's not drunk is my roommate's little brother. He's sitting there playing Dark Souls. He's pretty good at it. I suck ass at it. But he's sitting there playing Dark Souls, and I'm like, man, you're pretty good at this. And he's like, yeah, thanks. And then fucking the guy who got high with us, like, sits straight up on the couch and, like, looks at my roommate's little brother, and then it's an L couch, projectile vomits across the L onto him. At that point, I'm just like, why are you coming here?
Well, yeah, seriously. Everybody's fucking spitting shit on this kid. He's just trying to have a good time. Like,
He's in the army now.
well, no, I would be too after all that bullshit.
He's like,
Trained to kill,
yeah, he's like, I can't kill these people,
but I can kill somebody.
but I can kill somebody else.
Really interesting, like I don't know if you've ever like been around like a teenager when you're older, but like it's really weird to see their character development, because like that's the time when people are actually changing who they are. You know, like as little kids are just fucking annoying, but like once they hit like, you know, like 12 to like 18, they're changing who they are. So like he's 14, right? And he's sitting there smoking the hookah with us and all this shit. And then he comes back from Atlanta, and he's like 16 now. And I'm like, hey, you want to hit this hookah? And he's like, man, I don't smoke. Like, motherfucker, 2 years ago you were.
I've changed. I am Army strong.
Nah, this was before the army. You can't join the army at 16, so.
You can.
You can?
Yeah, totally.
I don't know. I've had several experiences where, like, I'm like, what is it? With the recruiters, I'm like a big old cock tease. Like, I'll go in there and I'll be like, I'm like super interested, and then like I fucking don't show up for the physical every time. Never fails.
I do it at least twice a month just to get them all hyped up.
Whoa, man, this
I've
is
taken
really
the
cool.
ASVAB like 2 or 3 times, I think, the test.
Have you passed?
I've passed every time.
They have a picture of you somewhere framed in that office, and they're like,
In fact,
one day
the
we'll get
last time I took it, I scored so high that the guy was like, you could have any job in the military. And I was like, how'd the other people do? And he's like, they're going to get in.
it. They're gonna get in. Don't worry about it.
And I was like, all right, when's the physical? And he's like, this day. And I'm like, all right. And then I fucking didn't show up. And then like, no, what was weird is like 2 years later, he calls me. He's like, hey, you still interested?
No, actually, I
I'm
might
like,
be.
So what I'm hearing though is that you would be like the best soldier that America has ever seen, but you just never show up.
I don't want anybody to touch my balls. You know, they gotta fondle your balls. They can be like, cough and turn, man.
They got to do that at the doctor, even if you don't enlist in the army.
Yeah.
Eventually, you're gonna have colonoscopies, and they stick a finger up your butt.
Yeah, they're like, check this out.
Well, I mean, like, I don't know what you want me to say.
Well, what are you gonna do then? Just
I'm gonna jizz when he sticks my finger.
I've got-
That's his hot button. That's his hot
Have
button,
you
bro.
not heard of that?
that's where the male G spot is.
It is. It
Oh.
really is.
I got some news about G spots that I found out.
I'm interested. I'm interested.
So I was watching this Facebook video that just showed. By the way, my Facebook has gotten weirdly sexual. Like one day I was scrolling through it, and it was just a GIF of a girl getting fucking railed, and I was like, Facebook allows this?
No,
Yeah.
I don't think they do.
Well, and then there was an ad that was like talking about like his like my roommate can't afford to pay for like fucking rent. And it was like, how is she gonna work this out? And I was like, all right, I'm intrigued. So I clicked on it, and it was definitely fucking hentai. Like it was straight up.
This is Japanese porn.
I was disappointed though because like they wrote me in with episode 1, but then episode 2 everything was blurred out. But I was still kind of like I'm on for the story, and then episode 3 it was like
The story.
Yeah, the story quotation marks. Episode 3 was like pay $3.99 to read episode 3, and I was like, fuck you, Pornhub.com.
I'm not doing this. I will not pay for Japanese animation porn.
I won't
might.
pay for porn because I'm afraid they're gonna sell my credit card to somebody.
So wait, what did that have to do with the G spot?
Oh yeah, so I was sitting there. Thank you. I'd forgotten. So I was
matter of
sitting there on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
And I scroll down, and it's like this girl's got a puppet of a vagina, and she's explaining it. But apparently, this is what it has to do with the G spot. The female G spot and the clit are all connected. They're all like one unit, and that's why it feels good when it hits, which I thought was fucking crazy.
Did you know that there is no scientific reason for a female orgasm?
Yeah. That's why they're so hard to do.
Because it doesn't, I mean, think about it. Like, when dudes climax, you got the sperm come out. When women climax, nothing productive happens.
Well, hear me out. There's one scientific reason, and it's to hopefully make the woman want to have sex with you again.
Yeah, but who cares about making it good for them?
Yeah, seriously.
Do you?
Yeah.
I do too, actually.
That's like the first thing I try to do, and then like my fucking jaw starts to hurt.
Yeah, right.
I'm only gonna like when I go.
Right.
That took me a second. Okay.
Well, like when I go in, to like actual penetration, like I've got like tops, like maximum if I'm like going full force, 10 minutes. But
Full force 10 minutes?
yeah.
You are like the strongest American ever. Like you.
10 minutes later, I'm good.
Do you guys ever remember like being a kid and being like you do, like after you discover masturbation, you're like, but this is wrong. Did you guys have
Yeah,
that?
dude.
Okay.
I had a dilemma, actually.
So when I was a kid, I was sitting there like I was like, this is wrong. So like I was like, I'm gonna stop. And I was
Me
like,
too.
But today's the last day I'm gonna do it. So I did it like 6 times that day, and my dick was fucking in pain. And I was like, this is the last time. So then like a week later, I fucking did it again. I was like, this is amazing. So then I just never stopped after that. I was like, fuck it.
Yeah, right. No, I used to think, because, I grew up in, like, church or whatever. I used to think that it was, like, wrong morally. So I would always try to stop, and then, like, at nighttime, I would get bored.
Well, that's true though, because like, what you gotta remember is, it's not a sin if it's in the dark. I'm pretty sure that's like written in the Bible or something.
Somewhere, yeah.
Yeah.
It's gotta be. It's not a sin if it's in the dark. Just
Well,
ask-
it's been 12 minutes of nothing but getting high and having sex.
Yeah.
What a good way to start this episode.
I love rock and roll, man. I love rock. It's the best.
Oh, what do you think about that Sonic movie coming out?
You know what? I didn't think it was that bad. Like, I fucking liked Sonic the Hedgehog, and I was like, I can deal with him looking kind of funky because, like, fucking Jim Carrey is the fucking
Dr. Eggman.
Dr. Eggman, and that shit was great.
Yeah, he is gonna play that part very well. Have you seen the new trailer where they revamped the look of him though? Because everybody was just pissed off at how he looked.
I didn't think they had a new trailer where they revamped his look.
Yeah, I saw it today. Actually, I saw it this morning
I'll have to check
on
it out.
Facebook.
Jim Carrey's back has been hurting.
Has it?
Yeah, from
That's
carrying
what-
the whole fucking movie. I knew where that was going. Like, did you think it was like legit?
No, I saw that meme. I was like, oh my god, it's so true.
He's a really good actor though. I don't think he gets like a lot of recognition that he deserves though.
No, he doesn't.
It's because he did those Ace Ventura movies.
Well, I mean, the
Those are
documentary,
great.
the documentary of him playing Andy Kaufman was pretty good, but
I
it
didn't
kind
see
of made
that
him
one.
look like a prick because he would do like method acting and he pretended like he thought he was Andy Kaufman
Well, yeah, you got to get into character.
and he would just fuck with everybody on set.
I would do that if I was an actor. I would just stay in character.
You know who's really bad, like to work with though, in the acting business? And this, like, when you think about it, you'll realize, hey, I haven't seen this guy in any movies here recently.
Edward Norton.
Adam Sandler.
He's in.
Wait,
Movies, though.
I'm really bad with names, so time out. Just to make sure Adam Sandler is the guy who plays Waterboy, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the guy.
Yeah, no, he's a prick, man.
Bobby Boucher. Okay.
I'm gonna tell you one thing though, his
I don't know
stand
what the fuck
up,
that is.
his stand up is
It's the
on
Water
point.
Boy. His stand-up is good.
If you guys see, like, whenever you're scrolling through Netflix, he put out a stand-up special recently.
Yes.
Watch that shit. It is good.
Did you know this? That Amy Schumer put out that Netflix stand-up, and it was so bad that Netflix removed the 5-star system. That's why it's gone.
Yes, she also blamed it on Republicans.
Yeah, and then she blamed the fact that who was it? The fucking he's like a comedy god. Dave Chappelle
Yeah.
got paid more than her.
Yeah.
And I was like, Dave Chappelle is better than you.
Yeah, Dave Chappelle is Dave Chappelle. You are pussy jokes. That's all you are.
That's all it's an hour of my pussy.
Stinks.
Well, that joke is actually stolen from another fucking comedian.
I actually saw a video on YouTube the other day, and it was parallel thinking, because that's what she calls it. When she steals jokes, it's a parallel thinking. She's like, I just had the same idea that someone else has already had.
I mean, that makes sense, parallel thinking,
But it was a video, and it was all instances of Amy Schumer's parallel thinking, and it was like 30 minutes, and it would play like the original bit from like a TV show or comedy special from somebody else.
Yeah.
And then it would have hers, and it would be exactly the fucking same.
It's just parallel thinking,
guys,
dude.
speaking of that, I've got a great parallel idea.
Okay.
I want to make a movie called Steel Man, and it'll be about this weapons arms dealer who goes to like Iraq, and then he gets captured by like the enemy, and he ends up making this metal suit and escaping, and then he becomes a superhero who fights people in his metal suit because he's like a tech billionaire. It's a parallel idea.
It's a parallel.
Yeah, I'm just gonna remake
RoboCop.
every album by the Beatles,
Oh god.
and
I didn't know you wanted to suck.
it's just it's just parallel thinking. Yeah, I will suck if it makes me millions of dollars.
Got a question.
Probably not anymore, but yeah.
Got a question, you guys.
Okay.
This is a great question for you guys. Okay. So, what has 8 what has 8 legs, 7 arms, and sucks?
Def Leppard.
Def Leppard.
You know the answer to that.
It's because their drummer only has one arm.
Yeah.
But it's 10 legs because there's 5 members.
Oh, okay. I didn't know how many members there were. I thought
I
there
was
were only
about-
4.
I was about to say a spider, but then you threw in those arms, and I was like, fuck.
Spiders don't have arms. Wait a minute. He's trying to fuck with us.
I like Def Leppard.
I love Def Leppard. That's just a funny joke to me. The first time I heard it, I was like, haha, also.
One of the funniest music jokes I've ever heard, Randy told me though. It was like the day after Chester Bennington committed suicide.
Yeah.
And he was like, you know why that guy killed himself, right? And I was like, why? And he's like, because he found out he was in Lincoln Park.
Oh my god. He's like, wait, that's us? Wait, that's us.
He's like, I thought I was in like a better band.
I thought we were Metallica.
Even Metallica had their low moment though.
Yeah, I know.
That album with Lou Reed.
Oh, that was terrible.
I am the table.
Okay. I
Have I
bet
ever
you
told you
are.
my Nirvana joke?
No.
So did I tell you guys I don't like Nirvana?
Really?
Not.
I-
Surprisingly, a lot of people don't. I don't know how they got that big.
I don't like that's hilarious.
I loved Nirvana. But anyway,
I don't like Nirvana because I don't like liars, man.
what, he had a gun?
Yeah, because he was always like, I swear I don't have a gun, but he fucking did, clearly.
He
Either
shot
him or
himself.
Courtney.
Now, I'm not in Courtney because I'm not into conspiracy theories that much, but I do buy into that one because if the autopsy report is correct, he had way too many drugs in his system to even be able to pick up a gun.
I think you're overestimating how functional he was with guns. I don't know.
He was the actual best American soldier.
Apparently he was really bad at it because he shot himself. He shot himself.
So do you know the old, well, it's not really old, but the Doom on the Super NES?
I do know that game.
Yeah.
There's a level in Doom called Nirvana, and the only weapon you can find is a shotgun.
Oh my god.
Is that like...
Yeah, it's in reference. It definitely is.
I want to start a band called Kurt Goes Bang. And I want it to be like hey, that was just a shout out to Nirvana there. Boom.
But you play country music?
Grindcore.
Grindcore?
Yeah, that way it's only like 1 minute songs of just people going.
Can you just play drone music and like it be like 4 hours of just...
Dude, that would be fun too. I mean, people do that all the time and they're like, we're in a Doom band, and they're like, check out this song we wrote, and then they just pluck the same note for like 6 minutes.
Have you heard the new Logic song with Eminem?
No. It's
Called
Homicide.
Dude, it's really good actually.
I'm not surprised. Logic is pretty good.
I don't listen to music. I don't know what you guys do.
Yeah, man. We're in a
Okay.
cult.
I only listen to white noise because that's what my father tells me I can listen to.
That relaxes me.
White noise.
Yeah, white noise.
Have you ever seen like this guy? He's fucking sitting here on YouTube and he's like, somebody fucking copyrighted my shit. And you look at it and they copyrighted was his song, his YouTube video was 4 hours of white noise, and somebody
Yeah, I saw that.
copyright striked it. Like they were like, I also own 4 hours of white noise.
By the way,
There's another guy that I watch. He does like a lot of guitar videos, like best riffs, and like teaches you how to play like different stuff. But he releases like his own music too, and he did a video where he's talking about like alternate guitar tunings, and he like plays this riff that he made up in like this guitar tuning, and he got copyrighted for it. And he was like, I made that up. Like on the spot.
I was bored.
That is nobody's work. But Universal Music Group was like, no, it is actually this song. And I forget what song it was, but it sounded nothing like what he played.
You sons of bitches.
So I was gonna say something really interesting. So like a lot of YouTubers are doing react videos to like that new Sonic the Hedgehog
Yeah.
thing, right? And what's funny about it is fucking what's his name? I know his name. He writes the song Gangster's Paradise.
LL Cool J?
Yeah, LL Cool J is going around and copyrighting striking all those videos because it has his song in it.
Are you kidding me right now?
Mama said knock you out with court costs.
I'll tell you something really crazy.
Moon, bitch.
When these companies do this, what happens is the YouTuber comes with two options. They can repeal the copyright and end up going to court, or they can just leave it be. A lot of them pick to leave it be because they want to pay the court costs. But you know what happens when they go to court?
What?
The court rules that the YouTube, like what the YouTuber's done, like the react video or the commentary, is considered transformative art.
Fair use, right?
Yep. And then they have to fucking uncopyright it. So like the problem is like YouTube itself is not moderating these. Like really what YouTube should do is people who over copyright strike stuff, they should like put them on a watch list to see if they're like actually copywriting stuff they own, or if they're just copywriting reacts and things, because technically those companies can't own react revenue
Yeah.
because it's considered transformative media.
Which makes sense.
But those companies are like, fuck, YouTube's got a system that works for us.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's just like people that do like reviews on anything, like any kind of reviews. They're always susceptible to get like copyright strikes.
Who is it? Nintendo finally stopped their creator program, and they're just like letting people make money off of their like doing like the let's plays and stuff with their games now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, that's what they need to do, because that's what people don't realize. It's like, dude, if someone reviews or like uses what you have created in their videos, if they have a wide enough audience, they're potentially reaching thousands of people that would not have known about your product otherwise.
Well, it's just like what is it? They're talking about like piracy rendition, and like video game companies say that piracy like cuts into billions and billions of dollars of their territory. But the fact is like if the piracy was not possible, then there's a high chance that those people wouldn't get the game anyway.
That's the thing, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of iffy on piracy though, because you know, the old piracy commercial. Do you remember that?
Well, you want to steal a purse.
You wouldn't steal a woman's purse.
Have you seen? Oh God, have you seen the?
You're insinuating a lot about me.
Oh wait, I gotta tell you something right now.
I would totally steal a purse.
There's like a comedy rendition of that, and it's like, you wouldn't steal a car. It's like, you wouldn't beat up a police officer. You wouldn't steal his hat. You wouldn't then take a shit in that hat. You wouldn't then give that hat back to his wife at his house.
Totally would.
But going back to that, like, I guess it's different for like, well, no, it's the same. I don't know. I'm iffy on piracy because on one hand, I'm like, oh, that is like stealing someone's work, because where I'm a musician, if I like released a song and someone stole it, I'd be like really fucking pissed. But you know, on the other hand, it's like, well, you're reaching more people no matter how you get it.
You know who has the craziest piracy measure I've ever seen?
Who?
Like there's some wild ones out there, they'll let you know, like especially in video games. But the craziest one I personally have ever encountered is when I used to have a super beef laptop, I tried to pirate Far Cry 4.
Beef.
Yeah. And what happened is the game would not save and the map did not exist. But you ready for some bullshit? So I played like 3 hours into the game and saved and quit, and I came back the next day and it started back at the beginning. And I was like, oh, I fucking forgot to save. So I played 3 more hours into the game.
Oh my god, dude.
Saved and quit. And then it was back at the beginning. I was like, what the fuck? So then I played like 1 hour into the game and hit save, and I was like, this is an anti-piracy measure. That's right. I played 7 hours of the same shit over and over again. Just to make sure.
I don't know, man. I could have forgot to save again.
So then I bought the game for the PS4. So officially I've played the first 3 hours of Far Cry 3 times. No, 4 times, because I fucking did the Easter egg when I bought the game, where you just like sit there, he's like, wait here, and you're like, all right. If you just wait there,
You're like, all right.
Did you know that?
You beat the game.
Yeah, if you just, so like it's a dictator, and he's like, wait here, and because you're in his country to spread your mother's ashes, and if you don't leave where he says to wait there, and you just stay at the table, he comes back about 15-20 minutes later, and he's like, oh, let's go spread your mother's ashes. So you go take the mother's ashes, and he's like, let's go shoot some fucking guns, and you get in his helicopter and fly away. But if you leave, you fucking
You play out the storyline.
yeah, you become part of the revolution. Play out the storyline. The same thing in Far Cry 5. When you go to arrest the father, if you don't arrest him, eventually they're like, come on, let's just go, and they leave.
We got to get out of here, man. We've been wasting some time.
That's funny though.
Dude, I'm telling you, last night was weird.
Why?
Well, I came home and I forgot that the people, Nick's sister, I forgot that she had a wedding because I wasn't informed, because they're apparently terrible at telling people. Either that or they just didn't want me there. Either way, I don't really care. I got home and there were like 1 million people here and they were all drunk.
Here?
Yeah. Yeah, and like I rolled down my window because they told me to park there, and I rolled down my window and I was like, what's up? And the first thing my sister says is, we've got vodka, do you want some? And I'm like,
Hell yeah.
why not? Like, this is a good time.
Only a dear friend would know how much I love free vodka.
Exactly. Only a dear friend or relative in this matter. There she is. She's like, hey.
I'll tell you something about vodka.
Tell me something about vodka.
So
Just told a story about you.
when I was
No.
living at my old apartment, we bought like a bunch of vodka and Jaeger, and we made screwdrivers.
Delicious.
So I was 2 screwdrivers in, right? And first of all, I tried
Wait, not to interrupt,
Go
but
ahead.
did you make screwdrivers like just combining vodka and
Jägermeister?
No, vodka and orange juice.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure, because you were like, yeah, we got vodka and Jaeger, and then we made screwdrivers. And
Yeah.
I'm like, that is not the ingredients to a screwdriver.
The Jaeger plays an important part to the story. So,
I'm no bartender, but I do know.
I'm 2 screwdrivers in, and like we have pizza, and like I pick up a slice of the pizza, and I put it towards my mouth, but I don't open my teeth, but like maybe like a quarter of a centimeter, and I just cram the pizza in my mouth, and then I swallow it, and I look at my friend, and I'm like, can you get me another screwdriver? There's no way I can pour it. So he goes over there, and he's making it, and I'm like sitting there drunk, and he's like, he's gonna just give me orange juice. So I bolt to the kitchen, and I open the freezer. This is where the Jaeger comes to play. I open the freezer, and I pull out the Jaeger, and I open it, and I chug all the Jaeger right there.
What, God, dude, what the fuck is wrong with
Was
you?
it full?
Yeah,
How big of a bottle was it?
like the size of this cup.
Oh, okay, so it was like a small bottle, but still, damn. I don't like Jaeger.
But
Me
I
either.
found out that Jaeger.
used to.
So if you drink Jaeger straight, it burns your nose.
Yeah.
But if you're drunk enough, it doesn't. So that's great. So I didn't feel that. Anyway, so he pours me that screwdriver, and then I take it. Turns out this motherfucker was like, all right, 1/16 orange juice,
All vodka.
15/16 vodka.
And then you were drunk.
Oh yeah, no, I was super duper drunk.
And you were like, let's go for a drive.
And no, the funniest thing I've ever done when I was drunk is be like, I don't know why people think, yeah, I can drive like this. I was like, I can barely walk from the kitchen to the fucking living room like this.
There's some pretty ballsy people out there.
And like our kitchen and our living room don't have a hall. They're just like right beside each other.
My favorite, though, is people that do it habitually. They're like, well, I've never wrecked while I've been drunk.
My favorite person that
you
I've
know
ever
of.
met is the person that has their keys and they're like, Come on, guys. I do this all the time. Get in the car. We're going somewhere.
I would not ride with him. But anyway,
Exactly.
So I go upstairs, right? Because like at this point, like I can barely tackle walking up the steps.
Yeah.
So I get to the bathroom and I'm like, I'm gonna take a bath with Epsom salt. So I take the big old bag of Epsom salt and I like just pour the whole bag in there. And then I'm like, I'm trying to turn on the water and Hannah has to come in there and turn on the water for me because I'm too like wasted to do
Why
it.
are you taking a bath in Epsom salt?
Because it feels good.
Hey.
That is our number one fan.
He says that a lot.
He only refers to us by Freedom Bill and Longbeard.
That's nice.
I know.
Yeah.
Can you refer to me as Randy?
I guess so.
I mean, if you really want
Oh
to.
fuck! I just splashed myself in the face with the coffee. Anyway, so
You
now-
get that coffee.
I gotta get
dude.
back to this drunk story. So like, I'm sitting there in the bath and like I start getting sick and like
In the bath?
Yeah, the whole room's spinning, so I start throwing up. And basically, I didn't go to sleep that night. The whole night, I'm sitting there in pain, and like I'm like, I wish I was dead. I would like the whole time, and I'm like, I'm just throwing up
Jesus Christ.
nonstop, constantly. And well, what's even dumber than that is a month later, me and Hannah had a trip planned to go to Gatlinburg and go see Ripley's Aquarium, to which I was to propose to her, right?
Okay.
So I showed her the ring while I was wasted. Like I was like, look at this.
Look what I got you.
But you don't know about it.
Don't tell Hannah.
Yeah, that's basically what it was like.
Oh my God. Don't tell Hannah.
Was she drunk?
No.
I was gonna say the only thing that would have made it better is if you were like, "Don't tell sober Hannah."
It's all gonna work out.
No, she was sober. That's the like, 'cause she was smart. She was like, "I'll have one screwdriver," and I was like, "I'll have 3 and the whole bottle of Jaeger, please." Anyway, so like, and then the only other time I drank, like, I fucking ended up passing out in the bathroom while the floor was spinning for some reason, and I threw tongs at Hannah. So, cause she was like, "Can you pass me the tongs?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I can!" Overhand throw across the kitchen.
Yeah, it's you get the spins, bro.
Yeah. So basically,
The spins.
I don't like drinking because for whatever
because you
reason,
get the spins.
no, for whatever reason, I get like way too drunk, way too easy.
You need to drink more.
Oh, well, fuck! I didn't think of that.
Then you'll build a tolerance.
Yeah, hair of the dog, man. Only way to not get a hangover is to stay drunk.
Yeah, forever.
Is that what you guys are doing right now?
No. No, I've had enough.
No, it was a couple episodes ago. Seth was super hungover though.
Yeah, and I had to like.
He had to like really focus on not having a headache.
Yeah, I was like, so. Yeah. It worked out very well.
But yeah, like
Couldn't even tell I was hungover.
yeah, I know, man. Well, yeah, you could.
If you were like in front of me,
I was beside you,
you were.
and I knew. Only because you told me though, because you were like, "I'm really hungover."
I drank too much. I became a sponge for alcohol that night. Anything that was even remotely liquid was being sucked up.
That's what she said. I hate how my tongue feels after I drink coffee.
How's it feel? You
Bitter.
gotta let it cool down if you're talking about burning it.
No, it just feels bitter.
You gotta let it cool down.
Like that tramp stamp on my car.
I love it.
Yeah, what is that?
That's like the crest from Zelda.
Okay.
Wish you had a whale tail. Would make it even hotter.
Fuck yeah. You know what? Fuck it. Let me get some paintbrushes. I'll paint a whale tail on there.
Yeah, there we go.
Paint a thong on my car.
Remember when that was like in?
Oh man, it was
Like
hot.
women did that.
I
mean,
when women
depending
do
on-
that now, I get.
Depending
Really?
on who.
Fuck.
Depending on who does it, depends on if it's hot.
Nah, man, I don't even
So
care.
like if I did it, it would not be hot.
Randy,
That
would be the hottest thing ever.
hottest.
it would be.
So like if you came to work one day and like one of those old women had like a huge whale tail, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, babe, that's
That's the
fucking
thing,
hot."
Seth would be. That's his fetish.
That is my thing.
Old
But
women or like whale tails.
Whale tails in general. Both.
can I tell- Randy, you know what we need to do? We need you to film the entire Coyote Ugly dancing segment. And it just needs to be you. It doesn't need to be
Speaking of Coyote Ugly,
I can't dance.
when me and Stephanie went to Nashville, we went to the Coyote Ugly, And it was a Monday, so I was like, oh, it's not gonna be like crazy. No, it was fucking insane. Okay, because like what happens in that movie happens in real life.
Oh my god.
You walk in, and in like the little lobby area, they have a TV that just plays the movie like nonstop on a loop. And then you like walk down these stairs to the actual bar. And the bar itself, it's almost set up like a single wide trailer. Like it's just really wide and long. And so the whole like wall to the right is just the bar. And just alcohol lined up behind it, like, the whole way. And then they have, like, benches on the left and a rail. And people get up on the bar and dance, but only women. And so the bartender, there were 2 of them that night. One of them's like, all right, who wants to do a body shot? And I'm like, what is happening? And Stephanie had been there before.
Yeah.
And she's like, someone's about to take a body shot off of the bartender. And I'm like, what? And so the bartender, like, where we were sitting, gets up on the bar right in front of us and, like, lays down and just puts a shot glass on her stomach. And, like, this girl just comes up and, like, takes it off of her. And I'm like, is this really happening right now?
It would have been funnier if it was like a big old fat dude, just like, who's ready to do a body shot? Like stomach hair and everything, and it's like, oh, and like the person comes down to get the cup, and it's like stuck in his belly button. And
I was
like,
gonna say,
pulling it out.
the belly button's big enough to where it's like it's sitting inside of it.
I can't get it out.
It was fucking wild, though. I was like,
Look, I got hair in my mouth.
I was like, dude, it's Monday night, and it's not even, like, late. It's, like, 9:30 p.m.
Welcome, day drinkers.
I'm like, dude, these guys are crazy.
I can't.
I remember seeing that Coyote Ugly movie, like, but I was like way too young to see that Coyote Ugly movie. I was like 7 or something like that. My parents were watching it, and I was like, why is the pretty lady on the bar? Can we go somewhere that we can stand on the bar? Just like when the first time I was at Logan's, and they're like, you can put the peanuts in the floor. As a kid, I was like, fucking really? So like I put like one just to test it, right? You know, to see what happens, and like nobody did anything.
And you were like, oh, fuck.
So then I just dumped the whole bucket.
Hell with it.
Where you going?
I'll be right back.
Where you going?
Just to the side of the house.
To piss?
Yeah.
That's gross, bro. I stopped peeing when I turned 14. Help
Like-
the environment.
Like, for good. No, you know, a good way to help the environment, this is what I do. To save on water, I only flush when the toilet gets full.
It's disgusting. Well, no, here's a better way to help the environment. Pee,
Only flush number 2.
no, pee in the top of the toilet.
Oh, dude, it's like recycling.
Yeah. That way, when you flush, the pee will pour into the toilet and clean it.
I don't know about that. I saw a meme, speaking of...
Don't take a shit in the top. I can tell you that right now.
Speaking of peeing, I saw a meme the other day, and it was like, at the beach with my wife, and she got stung by a jellyfish, and she said, hurry up, pee on it. And so it said, I unzipped my pants and said, that's for stinging my wife, you jellyfish.
You know that doesn't actually work. Like everybody's like, "Oh, piss on the jellyfish thing." It doesn't do anything.
No, you're supposed to pee on the sting.
No, it doesn't do anything.
I know, but that's the joke. She
know,
was
I know.
like, pee on the sting, but he started pissing on the jellyfish, and he's like, that's for stinging my wife.
It's funny though, because like jellyfish, like what makes them sting is they shoot off basically barbed sperm at you. Like it doesn't do the same function,
Hell yeah.
but it's pretty much like very similar. But apparently there's a jellyfish that it's whatever it shoots off at you, like fucking hurts like so bad that you wish you were dead.
Well, yeah, like Steve Irwin.
No, Steve Irwin got stung by a stingray.
That's the joke.
Hey guys.
Hey, guy.
Yeah, so my neighbor was outside.
Just now.
Yeah, so I just walked inside. I really wanted to pee on my house.
Right there?
No, like right over there.
Oh, that neighbor.
Yeah.
Oh, that neighbor's out too though. So
No, yeah, it wouldn't have worked out either way. That would have been like, oh, there's Seth's wiener just flopping in the wind.
You know why he wants to pee on his house over there, right?
No.
Why?
Because I peed over there and I've marked the territory, but now Seth's got to go back and like unmark it.
Is that like you first got here and you're like, I'm gonna pee on Seth's house?
No, I got here and I was like, I have to pee, and Seth's like, somebody's in the bathroom, and whoever was in the bathroom fucking took like an hour and a half.
This is my house now.
Yeah, just peed all over
I've
it.
claimed Seth's house.
It's all right. We don't.
Is it
What?
raining or? Oh, I thought that was your coffee mug, just like shooting coffee fucking everywhere.
It's kind of raining.
It's like sprinkling. It's supposed to stop though.
I like how your car's shifter looks like it should be like a fucking manual, but it's not.
Yeah, it's just like I'm hanging out here.
I know, dude. It makes me look cool.
Everything makes me.
My
look
car
cool.
is a manual, but it makes this noise while it runs, which I think just means it's working. So.
You need a new belt.
Yeah.
No, man, I'm not wearing a belt.
Jesus holds my pants up.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Take
Yeah,
it
but he don't know how to
from
drive,
my
so
hand.
normally when I do that, like I fucking run into ditches and shit.
Jesus doesn't know how to drive.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there were no cars back then.
Yeah, he's like notoriously a bad Jesus.
Bad Jesus.
He's bad at it. God should have picked someone else.
I was gonna say a bad driver.
He's notoriously a bad Jesus.
He's not very good at being
Naughty, naughty Jesus.
He's not very good about being
Get
Jesus.
off that cross.
That's why. That's why we don't cast him for the Christmas plays anymore.
Because he's bad at it.
Yeah, he's just bad at it.
He's bad at hanging around.
He's real bad at being a baby.
Yeah.
Like,
That too.
I'm gonna pray to baby Jesus if I want to.
that movie is so funny.
I know.
He's bad at
If you were trapped in a desert and you could only have one movie, what movie would you want?
Pulp
Castaway.
Fiction.
Why?
Why?
Wait, time out. Why would you want Castaway?
To make him, I don't know.
I'm just gonna see how he survives that situation.
So wait, where
And-
are we trapped at?
A desert.
Desert? Alright. Because he could watch Castaway and be like, at least I'm not on an island.
Yeah. Right. Thank
Why
fucking
Pulp
God.
Fiction?
Why Pulp Fiction? Because it's badass.
It's the best
Alright,
movie
I'm gonna tell
ever.
you what the movie I would want. It would be Pool Boy 2: The Drowning Vengeance. Definitely.
What?
Pool Boy 2: The Drowning Vengeance.
So basically, what it's about
Is that even real?
Yes. Basically, there's no first one. It's just right into the sequel. So basically, what it's about is this guy's in Vietnam, right? And he's a veteran or whatever, and they win the Vietnam War. And by the way, there's a lot of titties in this movie. And he stays behind.
Is that why you want it?
Well, halfway. He stays behind at the Vietnam War to make sure everything's okay, and he comes back, and his wife has left him for another pool boy. And then it's like he's like out to like take out all the other pool boys because like they're taking his job or whatever, and they're all like Hispanic.
And his wife.
They kill his wife.
They're all like Hispanic.
They kill his wife, and he tries to bring her back to life to do CPR because he finds her face down in the pool, but all he does is like motorboat her tits, and then it's like she's dead.
Is that really what he does?
Yeah, this movie's fucking hilarious. My favorite part has to be is where he's sitting out on his yard and this gang drives up to do a drive-by,
Yeah.
and he pulls two guns out of some like ankle holsters and shoots at him, and then he runs out of ammo, so he pulls two more guns out of the exact same place, shoots at them some more. They throw a grenade at him.
This cannot be real.
It is. He picks the grenade up, right, and he throws it back at them, and then it cuts to a scene of a car in the desert blowing up.
Sorry, that's amazing.
What?
It cuts to a scene of a car
Oh my
in the
God.
desert.
Blowing up. Now,
No.
my favorite part has to be is at the end. The ultimate bad guy is like Stephen Hawking, but he's like Russian, so he's like in the robot chair, and they go to fight him, and then this ninja busts through the fucking factory and kills the dude, and he takes off his mask, and it's this black dude, and they high five, and it's like racism solved, and that's how the movie ends. And then it cuts to a pool party that they're having, which is actually, cleverly enough, a pool party from earlier. They just don't put in the scene where like the pool party gets attacked.
So, was this written by like 2 8th graders? Like,
Sounds like it.
dude, there's gonna be explosions, there's gonna be action, and
boobs.
And boobs.
There's a lot of boobs, like a ridiculous amount of boobs. No, it was written by Charles St. James Street or something like that.
What?
Yeah, he
That's
comes-
not a
What is his
person.
name?
It's like Charles St. James Street or some shit. There's cuts in the movie where he's like narrating as the director, and he's like got like a fucking eye patch on, and there's a girl that like is waiting on him. And he's like super rich or whatever.
Doesn't Charles St. James have a radio show now on like 1027?
I don't think it's the same guy. I'm just
Okay. Yeah, Time Warp with Charles St. James.
Is that
funny.
his name?
Yeah.
It's funny though, because like right at the start, it hits you with some jokes. Like it's like written by Charles St. James Street, directed by Charles St. James Street. It just like keeps going through like every possible like thing that like you could do to produce a movie, and it just keeps saying his name.
Costume designer.
Charles St. James Street.
Casting by.
Charles St. James Street. He did everything.
What would make it funnier is if each character it said like the character's name and then I had his name.
So like for main character, it gives his name because like midway through the movie, the main character dies and then he has to play the character, right? But then what ends up happening is it turns out the character faked his death so he could get out of some tax shit, and he comes back at the very end of the movie.
This cannot be real.
Bro, I swear. I'm not gonna play it because I don't want you guys to get hit with copyright or anything. But look, it should come up. I
Is
searched
it
this
like a
lot.
YouTube movie?
No, it was on Netflix, but Netflix took it down once they realized how many titties were in it. It's even got that guy in it.
Danny Trejo.
Yeah.
Of course he's in it. He's in every badly produced movie.
He is. And he's like, I'm a badass.
Like, I don't know, man. Like, what career moves do you have to make to end up being in movies just like that?
Good ones. That was a good movie.
Okay.
My favorite part is where like the cops are watching the pool boy's house because he's been killing people and they're like trying to take him down. So he comes out of the house in a van, but he repainted the van that says Tootin' Timmy, the only rapping clown in town. But he misspelled rapping, so it says Tootin' Timmy, the only raping clown in town.
Where can I find this movie?
I don't know, but the cops stop him, right? And they're like, what are you doing? And he was like, what are you doing coming out of a grown man's house at 8 a.m.? And he's like, we were rock climbing. And then like he leans over and he's like, by rock climbing, I mean sex. And they're like, oh. And they're like, can we call you? And he's like, sure. And he's like, my number's on the side of the van. And they call, like he drives away, and then like they wait like an hour, and they're like, should we call him? And he's like, yeah, it's a badass clown. Right, so the cops call him, and it says, and it comes back through, like the IVR for like where they call is like, thank you for calling Techno German Raven German Rave Supplies, and also I clean pools, and it's like, this is the pool boy.
This is the pool boy.
And they're like, son of a bitch.
That's like,
The only raping clown in town.
that's like, it reminds me of something that like Seth Rogen would have written when he was in like high school before he like started making worthwhile films.
And then he would have been like,
I have no clue who wrote this movie. I'm more impressed that people like read the script and they're like, yeah, I'll act in that.
Well, I mean, like I said, Danny Trejo is in every
Every poorly-
badly scripted movie.
Well, I mean,
machete
like,
kills.
I mean, in hindsight, you know what? Ryan Reynolds was in that Green Lantern movie, so I guess.
Poor Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, but Ryan Reynolds already, like, he had not made a lot of bad career moves at that point. Danny Trejo was like, you got a script, I'll be in it.
I'll do it.
Danny Trejo's, if because I'm pretty sure this is the same guy. If he's the guy, I think it is his best movie that he was ever in was Spy Kids. Is that the same guy?
Yes, he was in Spy Kids.
That was his biggest movie he'd ever been in.
You know who else was in Spy Kids? Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
he was.
Yeah, that's it. He's in Spy Kids 3, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's like the villain and the president somehow.
Yeah. Like, that's another, like, franchise that I'm just like, how the fuck did that get greenlit?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Fuck yeah.
Fucking what, Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Oh my god. I saw it had Taylor Lautner in it because he was Shark Boy. And then he got real big from the Twilight movies. But I
remember
saw a thing on Reddit, and it was like hey, people that like grew up with people who are now famous, what were they like before they were famous? And one person was like, I went to high school with Taylor Lautner, and he always got mad because people would call him Shark Boy.
He always got mad.
So what was I gonna say? The funniest shit about that is like, so we like break down that movie though is like fucking. The boy was raised by sharks. I don't remember Lava Girl's origin. They fucking named the movie like stupid, and then George Lopez was the bad guy. Like that's the. And I'm pretty sure George Lopez wasn't playing the bad guy. George Lopez was paid to play George Lopez.
Yeah.
On a screen.
I'll play me.
I loved his show though.
George
Lopez
Lopez.
show.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, because he had a Lowrider as his theme song.
Yeah, that was a good song.
But dude, my best memories of George Lopez are middle school, getting ready to go to bed, and it would come on because it came on Nick at Night.
I feel like I watched every episode. Wait, don't sing too much of that song because then they can copyright. You gotta sing it really poorly, like how you do. You gotta do the Batman song, like instead
We
of
could
like.
do Game of Thrones really quick.
No, you gotta do that.
Friends.
Know the low rider.
Yeah, you gotta do it like that. It's like Batman, like for that song, you know, you gotta go like this. Wait, how's the? God damn it! Give me a minute.
Yeah, that sounded like Jaws.
Wait. Batman. That avoids your copyright right there.
I've avoided copyright so many times in my life
Really?
just because I'm an asshole.
How about you guys? But I had not a monster, but like a cheap knockoff Dollar Tree energy drink called the Spider, and then I drank this Coke.
The Spider.
The spider.
So I'm like
Anderson Silva? What?
I'm fucking sweating, man.
You're sweating?
That's not good.
Like,
Blood pressure's
Bad?
up.
Woo! Yeah, my blood pressure's pretty up.
He's wired, son.
I can turn the air on if you want it on.
Can you
Randy
just blow on
drinks
me
so
instead?
many energy drinks, dude.
Dude, I'm not kidding though. That I'm pretty sure that shit's catching up to me. I was playing Apex last night, and I
Yeah.
got like down to the last two, and I was like, bah, 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 bah. And then like we won, but like my heart was like, bah, 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 bah. I was like, oh god,
I have a very irregular heartbeat.
yeah. It hurt.
Sounds like a...
My heart knows how to scat.
Yeah.
Like the thing is though, is like I don't know if it was hurting because it, you know, I don't do a whole lot of manual labor, so it just wasn't used to moving very fast, or it was hurting from all the energy drinks. I don't know.
Yeah, energy drinks are not good for you.
Your kidney probably looks like just one giant stone.
I probably the
Like,
what is it?
That's why you haven't pissed since you were 14.
Yeah. The funniest thing that has happened to me in that game though is like it was down to 4 teams, right? And I was like, we might be able to pull this off. You know, I got good gear and shit. And then the next thing it says you're the champion. Everybody fucking died in the storm.
Hell yeah.
We didn't fight anybody. We were just fucking
you
chilling.
are the champion.
Hell yeah, that's how I want to win shit.
Me too.
Just like not any effort at all.
standing around, dude.
And what's funny is, what is it? We ran into 2 people twice, and this one guy fucking just was like a god and took care of everybody. And then like I just went by and I was like, this is some nice shit. Just gonna put this on.
Yeah, man,
so,
that's
I did the least amount of work. Like I had 0 damage and 0 kills. And
yeah,
stuff.
that's why whenever I played Little League, I was like, put me in the outfield because you know we're 9. Even if they hit the ball, it's not coming out to me. And so
We're 9.
like,
Did it ever come out to you?
a couple times,
Maybe once.
but I was a relatively good fielder, so I was able to like catch it. And then I would get a little bit of credit if we won. It'd be like, yeah, all because Jordan caught that pop fly in the bottom of the 3rd.
You're damn right I did.
Yes.
What is it? The funniest shit that's ever happened to me is
Ever?
ever.
Okay.
So in gym, we
Get
used,
ready, guys.
ever. It's not the funniest shit that's ever happened. It's an interesting story. So in middle school, well, you went to the same middle school, didn't you?
Bluntville?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Remember they used to do the 3-on-3 basketball.
Yeah, shirts and skins.
Yeah.
They always made the girls be skins.
You're so full of shit.
I don't understand.
So what was funny about it is we would get what is it? You would like pick who you would play against, and then like if once they scored a shot, once one side scored a shot, they put it up on the board, and then like it's against each gym coach, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we came up to it, and it was me and like two of the nerdiest guys like that there. Like basically they're like they're not athletic, but the most athletic guys were like, let's pair with them, so it's gonna be an easy win, right?
Yeah.
So right out of the break, like they're on the other side of the court, and I'm like, I'm coming across half court. And I just fucking fling the ball and score it from like behind half court, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm
Whatever.
Like, I guess it wasn't that easy, was it?
The only things I remember about middle school gym class was we had Coach Fox, who was adequately athletic, and he knew a lot about sports. And then we had, I forget what her name is, because I only referred to her as Thunder Thighs.
Thighs again.
My favorite.
How do you become a gym coach when you can't even demonstrate how to do a fucking pull-up or a push-up or a sit-up?
I don't know. Ask there's like gym coaches
Like,
around the world.
how does that happen? Because elementary school, we had Coach Bragg. Do you remember him?
I didn't go to one for it.
Okay, well, we had Coach Bragg, and this dude was like 7'2", like 180 pounds of pure fucking muscle. And dude, I was like, that's what a gym coach should be. Then I got to middle school, and I was like, oh, there's Coach Fox. He's pretty athletic. I was like, that's what a gym coach could be. And then, like you said, LeSueur. Now, we got to high school, and we had Coach Martin and Coach Malone. And I'm pretty sure those guys were like marathon runners. They were like fit, dude.
Oh, my favorite coach in high school, he was the head of IT. But like he broke his hip and rehabilitated himself to walk again.
Jesus.
Wait, high school? You talking about Cersei?
Yeah.
Yeah, Coach
But no,
Cersei.
I'll tell you something funny about Coach LeSueur. She used to be fit, man.
What happened?
Burger King got built nearby her house in Bluntville.
Is that really what happened?
Then she gained like 100 pounds, and then Pal's got built, and she got even bigger. So I can't imagine how big she is now. The parties down there.
You're like, this is
Like-
unbelievable.
Even in middle school, because apparently, I forget which exercise it was, but she was like, "You're not doing that, right?" And I was like, "Well, show me." And she was like, "Coach Fox, come over here and show this young man how to do this."
What is it? When I was a kid, like in that gym class,
Coach
like
Fox.
I was really into like fucking Zelda, and I still am.
Imagine that.
But like when I was a kid, like if I did any fast movements, I'd be like, yeah, right. So we
Did you
went
do
from,
the Naruto run?
No, I wasn't that fucking lame.
Check me out.
So we
You
switched.
know who did? Do you remember Aaron Freeman?
No.
All right, so I feel kind of bad now making fun of him because I realize now he was kind of slow. But back in the day, I would make fun of him all the time because he would like make wolf noises. He said he was part wolf, and he did the Naruto run down the
I mean, like,
hallways.
hear me out. I mean, like, I get what you're saying, but like, I mean, like, you making fun of him may have been like a good thing because it could, help him understand that, hey, if I keep doing this, I'm never gonna get laid. Like, it's just never gonna
Yeah,
happen.
I don't know what happened to him, but
Hopefully, he got laid.
I mean, I wasn't like super mean, but I would say shit to his face. He would like bark at me. I'd be like, would you fucking stop? Like, you are not a wolf. You realize that, right? You are not a wolf. And then he would just bark again, and I'd be like, I'm moving cubby holes. I'm not next to you anymore.
So he's,
I hate you guys.
the thing is, either he is like now a normal, productive member of society, or he's a furry, and there's no in between. Like,
Or
he's a
I was
furry.
gonna say he's either normal or his dire wolf is projecting into his real life now. And now,
Dire wolf. He's fucking wolves.
have you ever seen a wolf in real life, man?
Yes.
a real life wolf, yeah.
They're fucking huge.
I grew up with one in elementary school, apparently.
Oh my god.
I'm like a real fucking wolf, man.
This wolf knew how to run on his hind legs, and he would put his front legs behind him for air resistance.
I'm so much faster than you.
Aerodynamics, man.
I'm so much faster than you guys. One of these days.
That's how he
One of
talks.
these days you're gonna be really jealous of me.
So
I'm gonna be running
what's
really
hilarious
fast.
about the Naruto run is like I did it once,
And you were like, I'm not retarded.
I feel pretty gay
but
right
I
now.
didn't do it because of Naruto. I did it because that's how Sonic the Hedgehog runs. And I did it during basketball
okay.
practice, and immediately got made fun of. And I was like, never again.
Never doing this. Never.
I'm embarrassed. Where are we at?
We are at 58 and a half minutes.
Hell yeah.
That went by really fucking
It
quick.
did, and
That's
we
'cause
did
I'm
well.
entertaining.
You are.
Dude, that's like the quickest episode I think we've ever had.
It is. We've had a lot of fun here.
Do you guys remember to say like and subscribe and comment at the end of all your videos?
Nope,
No.
but Randy just did.
Yeah.
So follow his instructions, please.
Like, subscribe, share, and definitely show your mother.
No,
Yeah.
don't do the last thing.
Yes, show your mother. Show your mother.
I'll show your mother.
Will you show my mother?
I'll show everybody's mother.
Yeah, I'll show your mom.
Oh yeah.
I'll be like, hey Glenna, check this out. Listen to
Yeah.
how filthy your son is.
She wouldn't be surprised.
And he's an ingrate. Yeah.
She wouldn't be surprised.
No, she would
Really?
not.
I'm pretty chill with my mom. Yeah.
She doesn't give a fuck either. Your mom doesn't give a fuck.
I like your mom though. She's funny.
I love her.
Oh.
I think she's the best. She stood up and started yelling at me, and I was like, "Yeah, we need more of this."
Did she yell at you?
She didn't yell at me. She was just yelling about the situation, and I was like, "Yeah."
I thought like our managers were gonna talk to her about like yelling or whatever, but they
We
never
did.
Oh.
I did, and it was very brief. I was just like, "Look, sorry."
Wait. You apologize.
You apologize.
Well,
She yelled at you and you were like, I'm sorry.
That's the power of mothers, man.
yeah, they make you feel bad about shit they did.
Yeah, that's what she does to me, man.
Well, hell yeah, Randy, we're gonna have to have you back because that was like
Smooth.
one of the quickest and smoothest episodes we've ever had.
It's like we put lotion on
I have
the phone.
to pee so bad my bladder hurts.
Yeah, I have to pee too, so.
God,
I
guys.
get, dude, calm down. We're both gonna go to the side of the house.
Can we cross
God.
streams, man?
Yeah,
You said calm down.
calm down.
I'm scared.
We're not using your water. Calm down.
You should.
Yeah, we're only gonna use the side of your house. And
Don't pee where I peed, though. That is my spot.
You,
it's about to not be.
you should write your name in
You
it.
go pee first, and I'll go piss in both the spots.
Yeah.
Can I pee in the same spot? and just double up?
He's got a little bit of residue in his urethra, and it's gonna like split the pee stream.
I fucking hate when that happens. When you're sitting there peeing, it's like two streams at once, and you're like, fuck!
That's my rat name. 2 streams.
Oh, God, it just swallowed my gum.
Were you
Hashtag two
chewing
streams.
gums?
Yeah.
You were chewing gum and drinking coffee?
Yeah, I just swallowed the gum.
Multitasking.
Oh, God. It hurts on the inside.
7 years to digest, man. Way to go.
That's some bullshit-ass lie, and you know it.
Okay. All right. Let me know when that passes. I will expect to hear from you in 2026 saying, hey, that gum just came out my ass. You were right.
What do you think's gonna happen? My ass is gonna blow a bubble like while it's coming out.
My grandma
If
used
it-
to say that shit.
What?
She, your ass gonna blow a bubble, and I'm like, what kind of fucking retards do I live with? Fucking you think I believe that? I'm 4 and I don't believe that.
Shut up, Grandma.
Yeah. Why are you retarded? That's what I want to know. That's what I want.
And then he comes to work and he's like, I don't know why my grandma hates me.
I thought mentally challenged people didn't live past like 40.
Yeah, make it
That's a
stop.
true statistic.
Have you seen one past the age of
I'm
like
about
40?
to nail this handicap sign into your back, Grandma.
You got a point.
Think about it.
Why do handicapped drivers drive 10 under?
Because
I'm going
they're,
40.
They're handicapped.
They're not fucking mentally handicapped.
They could be. They didn't
I
specify.
think a physical handicap would be worse. Depending on what the handicap is, maybe you can't press on the gas that hard.
Yeah.
Then use cruise control, bitch.
They can't get it up to speed. That's what I'm saying. Cruise control only works for the speed that you were going. It doesn't go faster.
Weird shit has started happening.
That's the
Wait,
whole
wait.
point.
Can you
That's the whole point of cruise control.
Can you not hit plus on your cruise control? Because I can. I can make my car go faster or slower.
Yeah, I can too, but they
What the
don't-
fuck are you talking about?
They probably don't know about that.
I'm like, what are you talking about?
Like, no, I would have been here way sooner, but I got stuck behind a guy who was doing 30 and a 45. And I was
They
like,
probably
fucking go.
they probably look at the plus and minus sign. They're like, that's for the battery. That recharges it.
I know a thing or two about cars, guys. My uncle is a repairman.
You gotta remember, young whippersnappers, I was around when they were building the first cars. I know how these things
fucking old are you?
I turn 187 next month.
Oh, okay.
Next
I mean, like,
month.
and I understand. You were around when they were building.
Yeah, see?
But I'm going to have to take your driver's license.
I remember when they said that they were gonna build a machine that drove itself. And I thought they meant they were gonna create some kind of animal.
Have you ever seen like the first sketches for Cars? For some odd reason, like the first idea was not a wheel; it was fucking horse legs.
What?
Yeah, here I'll pull up a picture.
Like the fucking Flintstones?
Like they were just cutting them off and putting them underneath like squares or something. We were geniuses.
Old people, man.
We're gonna put these horse legs underneath the carriage. What the fuck is going on?
It's gonna run by itself. Literally, run!
So yeah, searching horse cars pulls up just like horses pulling cars. But what's really funny is it also pulls up this picture of a horse driving a car.
What I'm gonna do? What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be like, guys, I'm gonna get a horse car, and I'm gonna like attach like a cart to my car and have just a horse pull my car, and I'm just gonna have my car in neutral.
We're going back.
That's on fucking
And I'm
Borat.
gonna bust out my windshield. That way I can have the reins. That way I can control where the horse is going. That way I can make turns and shit.
We need real horse and carriage.
I don't know what the fuck that was. You know, I can't find the image, and when I search original car idea, it just gives me like the fucking Cars, the movie.
Original. There's Lightning McQueen. I don't know where this fucking black stuff came from, but it's making me mad.
It's probably coffee, dude.
I keep looking at it.
Coffee residue. I don't think flipping it off is gonna have any effect at all.
It's like mad at me.
I know all my hands are sticky from the coffee spilling on me.
Well,
You want to feel?
all my hands are sticky. Both of my hands are sticky.
Yeah. Don't you guys have a third tiny hand coming out of your ribs like this one?
Third tiny hand.
Oh no, that's just a nipple. Never mind.
That'd be crazy.
Do you only have one?
One nipple? No, I got two, man. I'm like rolling out right now.
Thank God you have two nipples.
Yeah, I got lucky when I was born.
I got lucky.
Actually, I hit the genetic lottery when I had two nipples.
Me too.
Actually, that's my rap name. Two nipples.
One cup.
Oh, I used to have a rap name. I'm actually thinking about becoming a professional rapper. Did I tell you about that?
No.
Yeah, so the only downside is I'm going to have to quit my job because I don't know how to rap and I need to practice.
Oh, I'm sure you can get with all of these wonderful SoundCloud rappers around Bristol.
Well, I
They're doing so well.
already got one song. It goes, word, 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 this is the song. And that's as far as I've gotten so far. I'm not much of a writer.
I told some guy that I tried to rap once and they like brushed me off because they actually write rap. But the funny thing is, whenever I listen to their rap, I'm like, is that Tiger? Because they sound like everybody else.
Funny part about rapping though, Childish Gambino
He's the best.
has a song, and I forget which song it is. Oh, Candler Road. And at the end of it, he just starts going. He's like, I don't have words for this part yet, but I know it should go like this.
That is clever.
I can get out of this somehow.
Why even include that part though?
Because it's hilarious.
It's important.
Because it's Childish Gambino. He can do what he wants.
Man,
But-
I wish I could do what I want.
Yeah, I wish I had the money just to do what I want.
Oh, money's not the problem. The problem is I'm scared.
Don't let this near
And
your
I'm broke.
kids.
Why?
Oh,
He'll ask for naked pictures.
I forgot.
So he's holding up a Ryan Adams CD that I have in my door. And for those of you who don't know, I'll recap real quick. A couple months ago, Ryan Adams got in trouble because apparently he had been sexting a girl who at the time was like 16. But she lied about her age, and so I guess he's still in court now, but I haven't heard anything about it. And the last I heard about it, they were like, oh, well, she lied. We can't. He's like, yeah, they shouldn't have done it, but we can't really hold them responsible because
She lied.
lied about her age the whole time because she said she was like 19 the whole time.
That's the first time I've ever heard about that working.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess because they never actually met up and they never had sex, and he never sent her pictures. It was always her sending him pictures. And
Oh,
saying
you know what
she
that
was
means,
19,
though?
that he had child pornography.
No, that means that she's going to get flagged for sending child pornography.
Yes, she will, because she is of age now, because she's like 23, and this was going on when she was like 16. And she just randomly came out and said, yeah, he has naked pictures of me. And then they did a search, and he never saved any of them.
Smart man.
Well,
But we are at 1 hour and 8 minutes. Randy, we will definitely have to have you back.
All right,
It's
look,
gonna be a good time.
don't forget to say this because, like, when I used to do YouTube and it failed, I never said this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Boom.
Listen to Randy, guys.
Like, subscribe, comment.
Like, subscribe, comment.
I'm itching to hear what you have to say.
All right.